Yeah, we are. We are on. We are live, you guys. Hi, welcome back. This is a pop-up episode of the CRAFT Café Live Show, and I am your host, LaToya Riggins, the host of all things craft. So I have a special guest that I want to introduce to you guys today. But before we go into that, I just wanted to really say hello to everybody that's watching from home. I'm going to pull it up on my phone just to make sure that if you guys are watching on Facebook, you have any questions, feel free to just pose them and I'll make sure that Tiffany gets them. Okay, now just to let you know what we're doing here, if this is your first time watching the CRAFT Café Live, this is our online show really to expose, promote, and enhance the early childhood education industry. Just to give you a background of how it started, CRAFT is our online business and professional development platform that's specifically designed for leaders of early childhood education businesses. So with that being, we have all types of classes all through the year on 10 different business topic areas that really help you to grow your business. That way you become a member and you get with like-minded folks that are all really just focused on pushing their business forward. And we believe that this is an industry that deserves to get that payback because you guys do so much work. So we want your revenue percentage to be between, I would say, 19 and 40% revenue. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that we are giving you the best, bringing you the best tips, tricks, not even just tricks, but those things that they don't tell you about, because this business is not rocket science. But in order to play the game, you have to know the rules, right? So we want to make sure that we are bringing it to you fast and furious. So CRAFT Cafe is our online show where we get to really delve in and talk openly about these, because during a class, we can't really, I want to say key, but right here, we can actually do whatever we want. We can talk about it and we can ask questions. So feel free, you guys. I'm pulling it up on Facebook. So you guys tap on in. If you are watching from home, you have any questions, definitely, I want to make sure that you guys can ask them and pose them. So here we go, you guys. All right, we are here. Okay, I got it. We're here. All right, there it is. Okay, we're here. So what I want to do now is I would like to introduce our special guest for this afternoon. And she is one of our partners from ADP. She is Tiffany Warmley, you guys, and she is the elite district manager there. And not only does she work with businesses, she works with early childhood education businesses. And what we talk about all the time, Tiffany, I want to bring you, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, but I wanted to just let you guys at home that are watching know that we talk about all the time this topic that we're going to be talking about today, the turnover. Are your teachers quitting? I hear that a lot from our clients all the time, our members. It is hard to find quality staff, and not just to find them, it's to keep them. So we're going to be delving into that today on, it's a touchy subject. It's kind of like the elephant in the room, but we're not going to just talk about it. We're going to talk about what we can do about it. All right. So I want to hand the mic over to Miss Tiffany so that you guys can get to know her and she can introduce herself. And then we're going to get into it. Tiffany, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. So tell us a little bit about you and your background.
First and foremost, thank you so much, LaToya, for having me on this amazing platform to be able to talk to your members. And I've been with ADP for 10 years now, and I've been working strictly with small business owners and really just helping them and consulting with them on what their needs are for their business and just making sure that they're making the right decisions, and really just helping them from a growth perspective, right? So a lot of times business owners I meet with are starting off and they're growing rapidly and they just need some guidance. So that is what I do. I work locally in the DMV area. I do go on site to clients and help them get set up. I meet virtually. So really just whatever the client needs is how I support them. But yeah, that's a little background about me. I'm so excited to be here and to talk a little bit more about retaining and bringing on top talent.
Well, that sounds amazing. I love working with you guys at ADP because there's so many different things that in business that goes on. And when it comes to hiring, that is, I come from a workforce development background. So that is something that I've worked with clients on for so long. And I understand that turnover is real, you guys, and it's expensive, really expensive. And that's one of the things that when I was doing, like I was focused on workforce development, specializing in childcare. One of the things I worked on was picking the right candidate at first. You know what I mean? Like the first thing is picking the right candidate, somebody that really wants to be there and really finding the right fit. And that's not always the easiest task. A lot of times, especially in childcare, we have ratios that we have to, this is be honest. We have ratios. We cannot have, it's like we can't run a business without our people. So that is the backbone of our business is our people. So if we don't have enough staff, we can't even run the day like we should, So a lot of times you feel pressure to just hire somebody and get them in there as quick as possible because you need bodies. But what does that do to your business? When you have to keep on doing that and hiring and firing, or you don't even get to fire they're just not showing up, So we
Especially
just
in
had
the
someone
industry.
slide into the CRAFT Cafe. Let's see, Simone, are you able to come on and introduce yourself? We normally do introductions, but this is a pop-up, so we've just kind of jumped right into it. But I'm glad you're here, Simone. Can you here you are.
Let me turn on the light. Hold on. Let me turn on the light so you can see.
Okay. All right. We got Smart Steps Daycare in the building, you guys.
Hello, ladies.
Simone.
Hi, good afternoon. Sorry about I was running late, but I made it.
That's right. That's the important thing.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, I am the director owner of Smart Steps Daycare. I'm located in the Chicagoland area, so Midwest in the house.
Nice.
I have been, yes, thank you. I am a licensed family childcare program. I've been doing this for roughly about 6.5 years. Prior experience, my prior career was risk management compliance. So I came into this industry knowing the business side of it, understanding, record retention, you name it, that part I had. So right now, as you were just stating, LaToya, baby, staffing is a struggle everywhere.
Yeah.
And I should say this, not staffing, high quality staffing, because I pride my program on the quality. And I've had a couple, assistants, and now I'm looking to, hopefully get some tools to help me with retaining, attracting and retaining staff for my program. So that's why I'm here today.
Well, I'm excited for that. Thank you, Simone. And you're right. Like, when it comes to one thing that I would tell people back when I was doing workforce development that I learned through research and talking to people, it takes an employer about 2 years to recoup what they spent on hiring you. So when employees come in and they're working with a month and then they quit or they don't show up or you have to terminate them, you just lost out on money, time, all of those things. And when you think of that, I worked with the job seekers as well. So that's why one of the things that I would talk to them about is making sure you make the right decision too, because sometimes it's the same thing. You're almost a little desperate. If you need a job now, you're just going to take whatever is offered to you. You don't think about, is this something I really want to do and invest in? So I think both sides really need to slow down. And that's what I was always trained on, slow to hire, quick to fire. So I'm glad you're here. I'm definitely going to be wanting your questions, Simone, for Tiffany, because Tiffany, you work with all the businesses. So I'm sure you get all these questions all the time.
Yeah, and it's all case by case, every business is different. So that's where I enjoy meeting with the different business owners, just to kind of hear their story and what their concerns are, what their focuses are, and seeing how our solutions can help, just because we do have a lot of different solutions for small business owners. So any questions, let me know. But the industry, especially early childcare, is it's kind of like a niche, right? It's not like just you really got to be careful with who you bring on, right? Because who they're dealing with and who they're working with and background checks and all of that. So it's a lot of time and money invested into the hiring process. And the bigger piece of that is the retention part, right? Because we spend all this money to hire and recruit and time, and then for them to be with us for 30, 60 days and then leave, right? So how can we have that sticky product, right? That sticky offering to keep them, right? So I'm excited to explore that. And I think that's where a lot of times, like one of the best ways, as you were saying in your write-up, LaToya, one of the best ways for a small business owner to compete in the job market is really to offer a desirable benefits package. And that is one of the most ideal ways to retain your employees when you're looking at, other businesses out there that are like yours. Like what sets my business apart as a small business owner? And that's really where a lot of business owners in the industry are leaning toward. A lot of my early childcare business owners, they offer some sort of benefit package, whether it's retirement plan, whether it's a health plan or both, a discount program. So there's a lot of different ways that we can help small business owners with setting up whatever benefits package that they're trying to tailor to. It's really important. So that's really where we focus on. Like, we're known for our payroll, ADP. We're known for payroll. That's just what we're known for, right? But that's 30% of our business. 70% of the other piece there is human capital management. We help from the time you need to hire an employee up until retirement and or termination, right? So that entire life cycle is really what a lot of my conversation is when I'm meeting with small business owners, is what is your plan from a people standpoint? Like, what have you really thought about from a development standpoint, from investing in your people? So yeah, retirement and health are big. There's stats out there that says 56% of employers say that health insurance is important to attract new employees. And over 44% say a retirement plan is important to retain new employees. So those are some pretty high stats. So those two are very crucial. Another thing that we do too now is we offer a discount program, an employee discount program. So as part of a benefits package, new hires or employees in general can have access to this discount program. So they can get different discounts on like their phone bill, or they can get different discounts on like amusement parks if they have kids. So different things like that. So there's a lot of different ways that we help our small business clients. And then it also comes down to costs. Having a health plan isn't the cheapest for a small business owner, but that's where different conversations come into play. We have our a PEO model that could be a fit for small business owners to look at right now. Instead of going to a pool of 10 employees to set up a health plan, you can come under our co-employment model, and now you're looking at getting rates at a pool of 300,000 worksite employees. So it just kind of helps with the costs in that in that sense. So there's a lot of different options that ADP can offer, and again, like I said, it's case by case. But that's why it's so important for us to sit down and have that conversation to see what will work best for you.
And that sounds great. That sounds really great. And my concern is when I talk to business owners, especially in family childcare, like the smaller set businesses, they're like, I'm like, there's only but so many kids I can have, which means there's a cap on my income. How can I afford to offer benefits, especially when they're competing with the school system? Because that's what I hear. Like the school system is like the gooch or something. Like, like they're like the bully almost. Like they're bigger. They have all of these amenities and it's like government type benefits. So people find that attractive. So my thing with you know, with you guys, with me and you talked about that, like how can we help the smaller businesses to really compete with the big school systems or the bigger centers or things like that. So I want to delve into those things that ADP can do, because I know you guys have some amazing things over there that can really help strengthen those businesses. Can you talk a little bit more about that piece? I know we went into I don't know the name of it because that's your area.
Our co-employment model. So
Yeah, that. Let's talk about that.
Yep. So it's our PEO. It is very selective, and it's a co-employment model is essentially where a business owner, it's shared liability, where the business owner can take part in, bigger entities EIN and get like Fortune 300 benefits, right? So instead of going to the market and looking at, okay, I need health benefits for my business that has 5 employees, well, now you can be grouped under ADP that has a lot more employees, and now you're coming at looking at different rates. So it's a little more, it could be more cost effective. It also goes into play with workers' comp insurance as well. So it's called the PEO. And again,
PEO? I'm sorry to interrupt.
PEO.
Okay, what does it stand for?
So like, how many employees do you have?
2.
Okay,
Right.
so it's professional employer organization. And that's just one way. Again, it depends on the state you're in. It's case by case. We have to see if, obviously, because we are taking on the business under our EIN, there's risk involved. So we go through an entire benchmark. We provide a compensation benchmark to business owners to just see what's going on in the market, right? We provide them a benchmark, and if they're fit for this model and it's selective, we go through a whole process. Then you have the choice to come under it. And if not, then at least you have a whole entire benchmark to see, okay, like, where do I stand against the competition in the area? What can I do better? What is my turnover rate? So like I said, it can definitely help from like an overall benefits perspective. It's case by case. We can't give a cost on it or whatever, because it just depends on the business owner, the business itself. So that's where we go through an evaluation. It's an extensive process that we go through, and we typically have like an initial call, and then we have a secondary call with the benchmark. We dive deeper into the business, and then like the final call is the analysis and the presentation of what that'll look like for your business, and if it makes sense. But it's called a PEO, and that's where a lot of businesses that could can be a fit for it, they go through the evaluation process. And it's just a way to see if it's a savings for you too, from a benefits perspective, if you are looking to offer health insurance. Yep. There are different things around it, like requirements and such. But again, that just goes with the conversation. Like, we would have a conversation about that and really get into it.
Gotcha. And I think another, because I'm in network with a lot of other providers here in Chicago. And I believe one of the providers that I know just signed up for that. It sounds, she didn't tell me the name of it, but based on what you described and what it covers, I think that's it. Because do they also do like unemployment insurance and all those types of different? Yeah, I think that's the same program that she may have signed up for. And just to kind of give you a little bit more into, kind of my status, and I know you said it's case by case. I'm actually hoping to transition into a center. But again, it's kind of that which came first, the chicken or the egg type situation. I feel like I'm at a standstill because I'm ready to go with everything else, my financials, my credentials, but I'm terrified. And LaToya, we had this conversation because Jahida got on me, and so did Dr.
Dr. Gunlin.
Yes, and got on me. Like, I am literally terrified to jump because staffing, like, that will cease everything. If you don't have people in place, you won't get your licensing. You won't get
right.
I'm scared. I'm not gonna come so far.
It's scary.
I'm terrified to do that.
And that's where just to the point of keeping the staffing. I mean, you just have to have some sort of benefits package in place to retain them and to just be attractive.
But
Yeah,
then my
so
question is, this is where the question of the chicken or the egg. How are you able to attract them if you don't quite yet have the funds? You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't get
yep.
the children enrolled until you get the staff. The staff don't want to come until, so
So one thing you can do is a health plan could be more expensive, right? But a retirement plan is, again, like when you sit down and we talk about it, you could start with a retirement plan. So there's actually states that are going into mandating retirement plans be offered.
do you know
yeah.
if Illinois is one of them? Is Illinois
I
one?
have to look at the map. I don't know off the top of my head, but like a lot of states are mandating business owners to offer some sort of retirement plan to their employees. And a retirement plan is a pre-tax deduction, so could be beneficial to the business owner as well, but it's also I feel like it could be a more cost from what you're saying. It could be a good start because the cost of it could be more manageable.
Right.
So there's different types of retirement plans that you could start with. We do a simple IRA or 401k. A lot of my small business owners with less than 10, they set up a simple IRA because it is more cost effective. So you could start with that. It's not like you have to just go in and just have all of this in place, like, right, you know what I mean? Like, you could start with something, and maybe the retirement plan, just because if you're talking about the funds of it and getting that ramped up,
Right.
Start with a retirement plan. Start with having that in place. And they could opt in or opt out. Like, keep in mind, they don't have to participate, but the fact that you're offering it is good.
Yeah.
Are they going to participate in it? It's up to them, but at least you're offering it, and they know they have the option to.
And it's funny you
right?
mentioned that, because let's be for real, like, in the industry that we trying to secure retirement for ourselves first. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. You set it up in the business name. You can be an employee of your own business,
Right.
and contribute.
Right.
So now you have a retirement plan in your business name, but you're also the employee. So
Right.
you can contribute to your own business plan.
Even if my business is set up as an LLC and not incorporated, can you do it that way, or does it have to be?
You could still be on the payroll. Again, like, those are things you'll have a conversation with your accountant about. But if you are paying yourself through your business, you can definitely contribute.
Right. And then
if you have a business plan.
Even with that, so again, I'm located in Illinois, and our governor just signed a whatever $1 billion grant that's helping early childcare. And part of the stipulations on programs receiving those monies is we have to be able to show documentation that basically it's for the workforce. So we have to either be on the payroll, or I don't know what the requirement is going to be for us to show them how we're paying ourselves. So it sounds like ADP may be able to help me with kind of setting a lot of that stuff up, because as of right now, I do have a business account, but I'm just paying myself directly. It's basically making a transfer from one account to another. So
yeah, you could definitely put yourself on a payroll. As a W-2. You can receive a W-2 at the end of the year to show proof of income through your business, and you can decide like how much you want to pay yourself. So, yeah, you could definitely put yourself on it. And then if you have a retirement plan in the business name, you can contribute to it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love that. When I heard about what is it, PEO, I was so excited, because I was like, this sounds like something that, a lot of our members can definitely benefit from, because
a lot of
people don't even know that that's available.
Yeah.
So let's see. We had somebody just walk in. Teresa, are you able to come on and say hello? I know you're probably working. A lot of people are still working. Happy Friday, you guys. So Teresa is here, but she's probably just listening in, and that's okay. We love that too. We want to definitely, now Teresa, feel free to use the chat if you had any questions or comments or anything like that. Feel free to use the chat and I can pose it for you. But guys, this is why I was so excited to bring Tiffany on, I think this is the first time you come on the Craft Cafe, so it's really like your introduction. A lot of you know that we partner with ADP, but you don't know Tiffany. Tiffany, she's not even new anymore. You're not new anymore. You're just new to the platform, but she's been working with us since I think January.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys have met Trevor before. So now we have Tiffany. So we're excited to have her in. The different things that we've been talking about, I'm always excited to tell our members. Let me share my screen real quick, because I also wanted to really show you guys a little more about, you know, what our partnership is about. Let's see. Let me know. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
All right, it's coming on now. So just to let you guys know, we are about to say members. We are partners with ADP, you guys, which means that we have a referral discount. If you are a CRAFT member and you are looking to get some of these services or all of the services from ADP, remember, our members get 20% off, you guys, okay? So as you can see, payroll, tax and compliance, benefits, which is something that seems like it could be a little taboo word in this industry because we don't feel like we can afford it, but you don't know what you can afford to sit down and run the numbers. If you are familiar with our very own Jahid B. Davis, he's the money man. He's an ex-banker, so he is all about the numbers. So thanks to him, I've always got a handy dandy calculator to really make sure of what I can do. And you'll be surprised at what are the things you can afford, like payroll, having a payroll company, putting your employees on a W-2, actually getting the tax compliance so you can get those tax breaks, because you guys are missing out. You probably paying too many taxes. You may not be paying enough. I don't know what it is, but you guys, we have the support for that. So if you are interested in having a sit down with Miss Tiffany, definitely scan a QR code, or if you are cell phone with me, text me, I'll send you the link. What it's going to be is a quick, you know, a couple of questions just to kind of figure out where you are and what you want to do next, and you will get to set up that appointment with Miss Tiffany, you guys, so that you can learn more and actually get your business on track to attract great employees. And this is a great time, you guys. Summertime usually is a little bit more lax. Summer camp, you know, you don't have to have as many I guess credentials to do summer camp, but you already know enrollment, this is definitely the time to make sure your enrollment is up. And like we talked about earlier, if you do not have the staff to handle the enrollment, now's the time to start recruiting. And what better way to start off your recruitment than getting some benefits and things in-house already to make sure they have a soft place to land and you have a leg to stand on when you are competing. Okay, and also this is a great time to start to recruit for not just your enrollment, but for your staff. So go ahead and scan the QR code. I will put the link in the chat for those of you who are on the line today, but if you are watching from home, feel free to go ahead and scan that QR code, you guys. If you are not a member, you are not going to get the discount, but that does not mean that you're not going to be a member. If you are not a member, you want to go to our website at www.betterfuturesdc.com/plans/plans-pricing. I'll put the link there too. Or you can just email me, okay? So I wanted to just give y'all that tidbit and let you guys know you're definitely in good hands. So let's keep it going, you guys.
Yes. And in addition to that, thank you for that, LaToya. In addition, we typically have some promotions that we can offer to CRAFT members. We do have a promotion going on now as well for new ADP clients through CRAFT, where you can get 6 months of free payroll, but we would have to start the payroll by the 19th of June in order to
coming up. We got 5 days, y'all.
Yep. So this is actually the end of our we go on a fiscal year. We operate on a fiscal year. So this is the last month of our fiscal year. So ADP is pulling out all the tricks and stops to make sure that we have a strong finish for the year. So I guess they're doing that with some promotions. So keep that in mind. Again, definitely have a conversation. We could set up a meeting, talk about what we have or show a demo. And then if you want to move forward, take advantage of the discount, the member discount, as well as the promotion. Yep.
That sounds amazing. Me and Simone was like,
Yes. So, and I did fill out the, I scanned the QR code, Tiffany, and I did put my information in there. So
Okay, great.
I'm definitely interested.
Great.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm gonna pull the link and I'm gonna put it in the chat also. Because Teresa is here, she's cooking though. Let's see, Miss Dyson just walked in. Oh, there she is. All right, what are you doing? You getting your hair done?
Hair salon.
I know that's right. Well, unmute real quick and say hi since we already see you.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, my name is Miss Dyson. I'm a family childcare provider in Maryland.
And she's
Nice
a
to meet
CRAFT member, you guys.
Nice to
How
meet
many
you.
locations you're at?
2. One
Two.
family childcare and then oversee the one in the city.
That's right. DC's in the building.
Nice.
Here today, any means necessary, huh?
That's
Yes.
right. You gotta get it in, right? Get it when you
Yep.
get it. That's right. I swear. Ooh, that looks so good. I didn't even do mine.
Also, too, just talking about like retention, hiring and recruiting. Simone, I know you mentioned that too. Like we partner with, we help with the hiring and retention as well. Like some of the things we offer is we partner with like different job boards. So if you need to recruit to different with like ZipRecruiter or Indeed or whatever the case may be, like we can help with that too. So we help with the recruiting side, not just the retention, the benefits, but we offer the background checks. We provide the recruiting tools, capabilities. So it's really just, we really just look to help. We realize as a small business owner, you guys wear a lot of hats. You guys are doing a lot. Where these larger establishments and businesses, they have an HR department, they have an accounting department, they have all of these departments to support them. But we realize as a small business owner, you guys are that. That is what you guys do, everything. So we really just make sure that our solution, our portal, just is a one-stop shop for you, right? From a payroll perspective, tracking time and attendance, hiring, onboarding, benefits, HR support. We have that for our small business owners. So I think that, and then the other thing LaToya mentioned was sometimes people think ADP and they think, oh, they're too big for me. I'm not ready yet. It's going to be too expensive. And that's not the case. So like, my average employee count is 5 employees. So I strictly work with small business owners. What we talk about is geared to a small business owner. We have an entire small business division. So you'll find once we get to the cost part, what you would pay annually with us is a lot cheaper than if you were to, not be in compliance and get an audit done, or if you get a penalty for something that was done incorrectly, that could cost a lot more than what we charge annually for a business owner to utilize our service. So I think just the conversation is important, and a lot of business owners don't realize that ADP does have a small business division. Even though we do handle large accounts, we have an entire division just for small business owners, which is what I cover. So don't ever feel like, oh my gosh, they might be too expensive. Or, once we get to that part, a lot of times my clients, I've been doing this for 10 years, and they're like, no, it's not as bad as it's actually, I could do that. So don't let that deter anybody that's on here and think the ADP is too big for you guys. That's not the case at all.
I love that, Tiffany. And because I work with the business owners, I hear that all day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you haven't even run the numbers. How you can't afford it? And
Right.
Then if you want good people, I'm just putting it plain and clear, you guys. When I worked in workforce development, I had candidates that were going to school, they were getting degrees. And the business owners that I'm, sending them to get jobs, they're trying to pay them minimum wage, like they paying people walking off the street. This is before you needed a CDA to work in childcare. So I'm like, don't embarrass me. Like I'm sending people, great people over there, and you're gonna try to offer them minimum wage. Like you do have to step your game up. It's just like the dating world. You can't get something for nothing. You want a high value partner, you gotta be a high value partner yourself. So when if I send somebody to a job and you giving them their new hire letter on a text message, come on, how you think they're supposed to take you seriously? Then you giving them a handwritten check. Sometimes you don't even have a business bank account. So it looks crazy. So they don't feel secure with a business like that. You handing them a paycheck with a little window with their name printed on it, their taxes taken out. They don't have to worry about going to pay their taxes. I worked for a small business, and they handed me handwritten checks. They did not take the taxes out of it. Of course, I used the whole daggone check because I needed the money. And guess what? Come tax time, I didn't pay any taxes. And they're like, well, that's your responsibility. You're a contractor. And I was like, well, I was young. I'm like, what? Now what am I supposed to do? And I go to the bank, they're like, well, you can pay it quarterly or you can pay in a lump sum. And I'm just mortified. I don't know what to do. Of course, I left and went to a job that had things taken care of for me. I didn't even know what time I got paid because I had direct deposit. I just know money was in my account. I knew that the taxes was taken out. When I went to go get a new apartment, I had actual pay stubs. You know what I mean? I didn't just come with, I wouldn't even known what to do with that, just check in my hand. So I'm just saying this to say, as a person, as a workforce development professional, having a payroll company for your small business definitely shows well to the employees. They will take you more serious. A person or a company that takes themselves seriously, it shows better. It's part of your branding, you guys. Y'all know I'm the marketing person at CRAFT. So I'm going to tell you straight up, when you want to keep somebody that has went to school years and years and years to be in this industry, and you want to just think that they're going to take whatever, that's why you can't keep anybody. You know, they want to feel secure in this relationship. They want to know that you've invested in it. You got it taken care of. All I got to do is worry about getting here on time and doing my job well. You got everything else because this is your company, right? You know, so that's what I understand from the employee perspective what they're looking for. So when it comes to talking with business owners, I have to keep it real because I'm like, I've been the employee. I've been the person in between negotiating with the employer and the employee. So I get to see both sides. So I know it is a scary thing when you got to put out money, but I say like this, when it comes to having a business, you already got to allow for the losses. You already know that that's the thing. That's the nature of the beast, you know? But when you invest and you really get some good people, like we was doing a site visit, me and Better Future. We were doing a site visit, matter of fact, on Monday. And we're talking to the employees there. We got people there talking about they've been there 10 years. And I'm like, what? 10 years? You know, I've heard of providers being in business for 10 years, but when you go to a place and the employees have been there for 10 years, I'm like, well, what's happening? Like, what are they doing differently? And what the unanimous response I get is the investment in them. They send them to school. They give them professional development. They make sure that they have benefits. Even if they can't do the big gamut, they're invested in them, their leadership, their education. It shows that you want a long-term commitment with this person because at the end of the day, now you guys become partners in this journey of moving the industry forward, which is the biggest thing is that you know?
And LaToya, it's funny you say that because what's Jahid's favorite line? It takes money to make money.
It does. It really does.
So
and
true.
you can learn that the hard way if you want to, you know, go the cheapo route and you end up right.
A lot of providers, even in my case, if you pride your program on quality, you have to have the high quality people in place. And in order to do that, you have to give them high quality, like you said, services, investments. So yeah,
it makes a difference. And like I said, it does speak to your branding too.
Yes, it's so important.
Branding is just not a logo on your shirt.
I say a lot.
you know?
I say a lot of times too, like employees are interviewing you just as much as you're interviewing them.
Absolutely.
And they're looking at all of that. You're not the only one that they're interviewing with, right? So you have to keep that in mind when you do have a system in place to make sure that it's very professional and that, like she said, you're not just writing checks, it's making it easy, making them feel secure with giving you their social, their direct deposit information, all this personal information, right? So that onboarding experience is so important. And it's what really keeps them with you versus going to the daycare next door. So that's very important. So spot on what you were talking about, LaToya.
Thank you. I was like, that might rant over, but I'm just saying, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm like, it is hard. So I definitely understand from the business owner, but that's why in CRAFT, we're all about excellence. We want to see you grow your business, and as you grow your business, it's going to make a huge impact on the industry. So it's a trickle effect. So it's a win-win for everybody, you know?
That, LaToya, I'm the type of person, I'm always looking down the pipeline to see what's coming, because there's always some changes coming. And like I stated, the state of Illinois, we have a wonderful governor and his administration. They want to give money. They want to help and give these grants. And one of the stipulations, I saw it like maybe 7 or 8 months ago, and they are really honing in, and they want us to get, like you said, they want us to have these services in place, whether it's payroll, whether it's, to make our business look like a legitimate business. So I definitely am interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
And this is the thing. If you look at childcare as a whole, there's some childcare superstars, y'all. I'm like, they talking about childcare millionaires, childcare CEOs, and it's real. I see the numbers. When I see these M's, I was like, man. And it's not like they're great, obviously, but it's
right.
not just because they're so great. It's because they know something that other people don't know. They're taking advantage of different opportunities, and they're putting those in place. And like you said, they're not being afraid to invest. They're
right.
not the best just because they're lucky. They put into it. And what I was going to say is it's worth the investment, because when I go to these businesses where the business owner is not even there, like the director is handling it, and you would think it was that person's business. Whole time the owner over there doing real estate or something, because
right.
they've invested so hard into their team. The team, will work back for you because they see it's a give and take, So
Yep.
I'm just excited to really bring this topic up and talk about it, because it's kind of like a buzzword, turnover and all of these quiet quitting, all of these buzzwords about it. But it's like, what are we doing about it? And like you said, Simone, so many things change so much, especially in the workforce. The workforce today is totally different than it was 5 years ago. Just 5 years ago. Just how people look for jobs, like you said, the job board. So that's another good look, Tiffany. I'm glad you brought that up, because I forgot to mention that, because you want to diversify where you actually look for candidates at.
Yes.
So having access to that is really good.
Yep. We have an entire applicant tracking system for small business owners to utilize to be able to recruit from different job boards. And, we have different functionalities where if you have a website, you can put a link to it on your careers page. Again, it's just the feel and the brand that you're creating for these new hires or potential candidates to see what you have set up as a small business owner, so we do help with, again, that's all done in our conversations that we have, if it's a fit for you, but from the time you need to hire, we have all the tools to be able to do is help you.
And especially in my case, because I'm a family child care provider, I'm operating right now out of my home. So, we not only have the business side of it, but I need to make sure, whatever candidates, or, you have to have that level of trust, right? Comfort, because
absolutely
it's into my home. So that's been the challenge for me. And I know they've gotten on me for this before. Like, I'm literally looking for someone who's exactly like me. And I know sometimes that's a struggle because when you're the business owner, you know, this is like my baby, like I birthed it. So I want to make sure whoever's coming in to help me is just as passionate and, you know, and ready to go as I am.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had a class about that, Simone. It was called Control Freak.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm in the wrong business to be.
I'm guilty too, but that's why we need to talk about it and find those tools to let go. That's why it's so like you talked about the onboarding process. You know, a lot of people don't have an onboarding process. They just get thrown into positions. That's what I've experienced for myself, and then especially in childcare, especially you got a visit coming up, child. We ain't got time for that. You know what to do. You've been in this industry. That's your classroom. You're gonna go in there.
Right.
You know, y'all know what to do. But you know, when you have your place of business, just like you said, Simone, you want somebody like you. You have to develop that. You know, you can't expect a person to be you, but you can have a way of doing stuff. You know, that's part of your branding as well. How you do things. You know what they say? How you do anything is how you do everything. You know what I mean? So just have, you know, that handy, really being able to help people understand, because one thing I see, and this is all industries, but definitely in childcare, you don't tell a person what you expect from them. You just watch and complain and be like, she didn't even do that. I would have did. Did you even tell her to do that? Like, did you say that that's something that you expect?
I love compliance. I'm a by the, you know, I try to, that's the world that I came from. So the compliance part is there. Like even with handbooks and, you know, procedures, I have that in place. I just don't have nobody to give it to.
But, well, that's good you have it in place. But even when you have it in place, you still got to go over it and evaluate and observe, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking at that book really after once I get the job and I'm in it. I'm not gonna be at night curled up in the bed with your handbook.
And that's the biggest thing too. Like, are you documenting? You know, are you documenting these conversations? Are you formally doing this process right? And that's where we, you know, we call it toolkits. We have different toolkits for our business owners to be able to get templates, already baked out templates for our business owners to use. If they need to do a performance review template, we have it. If they need to do coaching,
it's breaking up a little bit.
Template, we have it. So we have a lot of templates and toolkits in place for performance-based conversations. So it's still breaking up?
It's back now.
Okay. So yeah, I was just saying that we have different, we call it our toolkits to be able to provide different templates.
I love that, because a lot of times you don't know where to start, and you maybe not have time to sit there and do all of that from scratch. Right. So it's really good to have that suggestion and to have the tool. So you guys, I'm excited about this. I feel like this is a pivotal time in childcare. Like you said, Simone, it's been in the news. People are waking up to it, and I'm excited about that, because they need to understand, you know, childcare is where it's at. It's not shown as being glamorous, but it got some glamorous parts to it. You know what I mean? And I'm excited, especially shout out to Family Childcare, you guys. Y'all know that next month is the National Association for Family Childcare Conference 2024, and it's going to be in St. Louis. Okay. Yeah, so you already know, Craft and Better Futures, we are in the building. We already doing it, because you know, Better Futures, they do the LSL Leadership and Leaders Program. They're part of the organization, the committee that created that program, and they are on the lineup of coaches for the Leadership and Leaders Program. So we're going to be, they're going to have a graduation. We have the pre-conference, and then we have the conference. Of course, Better Futures is teaching. And you know, LaToya Riggins, you know, our craft will be in the vendor area. We have a booth as usual. So we're definitely looking forward to it. I love the NAFCC conference. We have so much fun, and there's so much networking opportunities.
You can
So
send me that information. I've never heard of it.
you never heard of the NAFCC? Okay, well, go ahead and look it up because we are definitely partners. We partner with NAFCC. So while I'll plug that while we're talking about it. So any NAFCC members watching right now, you guys get 15% off of CRAFT memberships. So now is the time to get on in there before the prices go up.
So what does it stand for? NAFCC, what is it?
Yep, it stands for National Association of Family Childcare. And it's NAFCC.org. You'll see us on there. So these are all different ways to really bring people together. So Tiffany, you always have a sign on my table when I go out and vend and exhibit, I should say. I don't want to say vend. I exhibit at these different conferences. So definitely I wish you could come with us, Tiffany, and be at the table with us. I don't know what your freaking flyer miles is looking like. You're frozen, Tiffany. Oh no, you're not.
I don't know why.
It's July 25th to the 23rd to the 28th.
Wait, say that again.
Okay.
It's July 23rd to the 28th. And that includes like the pre-conference and stuff. So it's been in that week. Yeah, so definitely gonna be a really good experience. We were in Atlanta last summer. It was in Atlanta. So yeah, so they go to a different city every year and host it there.
I was gonna say I just went to the NACE conference, the PLI.
Yeah.
New Orleans, and I found out that's the last one. They're not doing it anymore.
They're not?
Nope, they're not
Oh
doing it. I think they're restructuring
Wow.
some stuff. So they mentioned they're going to do some restructuring. I don't know if it was a funding issue or what, but that's actually how I got introduced to Jahi and Dr. Gunlin at the one.
Yeah, we work at NACE. We do the conferences and everything. Yeah, they had a big one here in DC. So I was there. I was like in the building. It was so huge at the convention center. But guys, just these conferences are a great way to network. Like Simone said, that's how she got introduced to Better Futures. And that's how we meet a lot of people, going to the conferences. And it's just a great experience to be with the like-minded folks and really see who's in the industry and who's really the heavy hitters that's moving it forward. It's so inspiring. I met a lot of our members there too. And the funny thing about it, guys, my first one was when they were in New Orleans, Simone. This was 2021. That was my first time going. And at that point, that was like sort of post-pandemic. I had never seen any of our members in person. So that was like the first time I got to really get with the members in person. So it was really lovely. I really enjoyed it. But yes, we are winding down, you guys. So listen, I'm going to show this again. I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to scan the code. Hold on, let me pull it up again and really meet with Miss Tiffany, because you need to talk about it. At least run numbers. Don't just say, oh, I can't do it, I can't afford it or whatever. Let us help you figure it out, because it's a shame to have this available and not be able to, share it with you guys. So let me share my screen real quick for those of you at home that are interested in getting a consultation with Tiffany and talking about it. And I'm sure that you guys will have much to talk about, because all the different things that we named, we talked about payroll, if you don't have a payroll company, or if you do, because remember, there's a discount if you switch. All right, yes. 6 months free, right, Tiff?
Yes.
So come on now, you can't beat that.
Yes, if you are already using another provider, I always say evaluate, see what else is out there, see if it could be better. You never know. So if you're using another provider, you see the value in outsourcing. So I love that. You see the value in outsourcing your payroll and HR, but we could still sit down and talk. We do have a lot of promotions out there. And you never know. Could be saving you some money, could be better offering. So definitely, if you're already using somebody, QuickBooks, anything out there, let's still talk.
All right. See, I love that. So it's about opportunities, you guys, and it's about being in the know. If you don't know, you can't go, you know? So now you know.
Quick question, and don't laugh
Simone,
at
do
me.
you have anything else you wanted to say before we sign off out of here?
Yeah, I just had a quick question for Tiffany.
Sure,
So
come on.
I never knew this. So I've heard of ADP for decades now. But is this what it stands for? Always designing for people?
You know, that is what our mantra is, but it actually it stands for automatic data processing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
So it's like twofold. It's always
Yeah, that's
it's
their
automatic
slogan.
data processing is what the actual like ADP stands for, but we are always designing for people.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Well, I'm
Thank you for clearing that up, because I didn't make that up.
I'm definitely interested, Tiffany. I did go on. And
Okay. Yeah, great. I'll get your info from LaToya, and I will connect, and I'll reach out to you and we can set something up for next week.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that sounds amazing, guys. Look at that. What'd you say, Simone?
I said, I'm glad I was able to join. I didn't think I was going to make it back in time because I was running the errand, but I made it back. So I'm glad I was able to join y'all.
I'm glad you made it back too. Definitely.
Awesome. But
well,
thank
guys,
you, LaToya, for having me.
Everybody for coming on today. I want to thank Tiffany for definitely being our partner and taking the time to come on the CRAFT Café pop-up episode to talk about this finding. And remember, guys, this promotion that she's talking about, it ends on the 20th, Tiffany?
20th. I'm sorry, 20th.
On the 20th. You got 5 days. Come on now. Don't let it pass you by. You're going to be kicking yourself. You don't have anything to lose to just talk to her. Okay?
Well, make sure you call me, Tiffany, before the 6 days. We got 6 days left now.
I will reach out.
But wait a minute, question. Is that the 6 months for the free payroll on top of the members get the 20% off of any other services that we do select?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love saving money.
Yep. So as long as you put your phone number and everything in there, I will get it and I will reach out to you on a one-off to set up a meeting.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds amazing. I'm so excited, you guys. And if you didn't get a chance to, I'm going to stop share, but if you didn't get a chance to scan the QR code or whatever is the issue, definitely contact me. I'm at lriggins@betterfuturesdc.com, you guys. I want to give a thanks to everybody that came on today. I know this is a pop-up episode. We got more episodes coming. We got another episode coming up next week. So stay tuned on your social media and your email to tell you about it so that you can register. I want to give a big thanks to Better Futures for creating CRAFT and really just being awesome crusaders to disrupt the status quo, okay? And really push the industry forward, you guys. And that's our goal. And this is all for the children. At the end of the day, they are our future. And we want a better future for us and for them. So everybody take care. And I will see you at the next episode. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.